What if I told you that a simple temperature mistake could cut your $30,000 battery investment in half? That homeowners are unknowingly destroying their batteries by making one common configuration error? Welcome back to Integrate Sun, guys, and today I will be tackling the question everyone asks. Will my expensive battery actually last? Here's what triggered this deep dive analysis. After our battery sizing video hit 71,000 views, 80% of the comments weren't just about capacity or backup time. A lot was about one thing: longevity. And I get it. You're looking at $15,000 to $35,000 in battery storage. The manufacturers promise 10 to 15 years, but what does real-world performance actually look like? Are you going to get the full return on investment, or will you be looking at expensive replacements in just a few years? As battery experts, we've analyzed performance data from over 2,000 installations. What we found will change how you think about battery investments. Let's start with the foundation: battery chemistry. Not all lithium batteries are created equal, and the chemistry makes a massive difference in lifespan. First up, lithium iron phosphate, or LFP batteries. According to multiple industry studies and laboratory testing, LFP batteries consistently outperform other chemistries in longevity. Studies consistently show LFP batteries typically deliver 4,000 to 6,000 cycles at 80% depth of discharge under standard industry testing conditions. In terms of calendar life, we're looking at 15 to 20 years under normal operating conditions. The degradation rate is impressive too, typically just 2 to 3% per year in optimal conditions. Laboratory testing by NREL consistently shows LFP batteries maintain 80% of their original capacity even after 6,000 charge-discharge cycles in laboratory conditions. Now let's talk about traditional lithium-ion batteries using NMC chemistry, that's nickel manganese cobalt. These are what you'll find in older Tesla Powerwall models and some other systems. NMC batteries typically deliver 2,000 to 4,000 cycles before reaching 80% capacity. They have higher energy density, which means more power in a smaller package, but they're much more sensitive to temperature extremes. The degradation rate for NMC batteries runs about 3 to 5% per year, depending on how heavily you use them and the conditions they're operating in. So right off the bat, you can see that chemistry alone makes a huge difference in how long your battery will actually last. Now let's talk about what manufacturers actually guarantee versus what you can realistically expect. Tesla's Powerwall 2 and Powerwall 3 guarantees that your battery will retain at least 70% of its original 13.5 kilowatt-hour capacity at 10 years for most homeowner applications, including solar self-consumption, time-based control, and backup power. Importantly, there's no cycle limit for those applications. You can cycle it every single day or more and still maintain warranty coverage. However, if you use the Powerwall for other, less typical applications, Tesla limits the warranty to 10 years or 37.8 megawatt hours of total energy throughput, whichever comes first. One caveat: Tesla requires the Powerwall to stay connected to the internet for firmware updates and monitoring. If your system remains offline for an extended period, Tesla warns they may reduce warranty coverage to as little as 4 years. There's plenty of online chatter about how Powerwalls ages, from owners seeing little loss to others observing noticeable declines. But be aware, Tesla hasn't published full aggregate capacity retention data, so individual results should be seen as anecdotal, not universal. Enphase takes a different approach with their IQ battery series. The current US warranty covers IQ Battery 5P and the newly released 10C for 15 years or 6,000 discharge cycles, whichever comes first, and guarantees at least 60% of the original capacity by the end of the coverage. Product registration is required within 45 days, and while Enphase encourages constant internet connectivity for diagnostics and updates, it isn't explicitly required for continued coverage. Unlike Tesla, Enphase's warranty terms are the same across generations, though you should always check the fine print for your specific model. Franklin's warranty offers 2 tiers. The A Power X is covered for 12 years or 43 megawatt hours of energy throughput, the A Power 2 for 15 years or 60 megawatt hours, both promising at least 70% capacity retention at the end of term. Like Tesla, Franklin requires ongoing internet connectivity. If the system is offline for more than 90 consecutive days, warranty coverage drops dramatically to just 4 years. Franklin systems use LFP chemistry, which is generally more durable than older lithium-ion chemistries. But as of now, there is no published field data on actual multi-year degradation for these units. It's important to emphasize, manufacturers' warranties set the baseline, not the ceiling. While many batteries last well beyond their warranty period when operated in optimal conditions, documented manufacturer-specific long-term performance data is limited, especially for the newest models and chemistries. So what does actual industry performance look like? Well, the installation environment, how you use the system, and maintenance practices make a huge difference in actual performance. Some systems exceed expectations dramatically, while others may require early replacement. The key is understanding what factors contribute to better or worse performance. Let's talk about what actually determines how long your battery will last in the real world. The biggest factor is temperature, and the data on this is very clear. The optimal operating range for all lithium chemistries is 59 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit, or 15 to 25 degrees Celsius. Here's where it gets dramatic. Every 18 degrees Fahrenheit above that optimal range, that's 10 degrees Celsius, can reduce your battery's lifespan by up to 50%. So a battery that should last 15 years in a 70-degree environment might only last 7 to 8 years if it's consistently running at 90 degrees. Cold weather has different effects. Capacity drops 20 to 30% below freezing, but here's the good news. This doesn't permanently damage LFP cells. The capacity comes back when temperatures warm up. NMC batteries are more sensitive and can suffer permanent damage from extreme cold. The second major factor is depth of discharge, how much of the battery's capacity you use during each cycle. Laboratory testing by multiple manufacturers shows some interesting patterns here. For LFP batteries, if you discharge to 100% every day, you'll typically get about 4,000 cycles before reaching 80% capacity. But if you only discharge to 80% of capacity daily, you'll get around 6,500 cycles. If you're more conservative and only discharge to 50% daily, you could see over 10,000 cycles. Let me put that in perspective. Setting your backup reserve to 20% instead of 5% can potentially double your battery's lifespan. The third factor is usage patterns. There's a common misconception that daily cycling automatically reduces battery life, but that's not necessarily true if the system is managed properly. The key factors that actually matter are the charge and discharge rate. Slower is always better for longevity, temperature management during operation, and avoiding prolonged storage at 100% charge when the battery isn't being used. So what can you actually do to maximize your battery investment? Let's start with environmental control. Install your batteries in temperature-controlled environments whenever possible. Basements and conditioned garages consistently outperform unconditioned spaces, hot attics, or outdoor installations in extreme climates. If you must install outdoors, make sure your installer includes proper ventilation, and in hot climates, consider shading or additional cooling. Next, configure your system's management settings appropriately. If backup power is your primary goal, set your reserve to 20 to 30%. This extends battery lifespan at the cost of some daily usable capacity. If daily cycling for time of use rate optimization is your priority, a 10 to 15% reserve balances usability with longevity. Monitoring is crucial for long-term performance. Use your manufacturer's app to track capacity trends over time. Monitor your typical charge and discharge patterns, and set up temperature alerts if your system supports them. Early detection of performance issues enables warranty claims when appropriate, and it helps you optimize your usage patterns for better longevity. Finally, follow manufacturer maintenance recommendations. Most modern lithium systems require very little maintenance, but basic things like keeping connections clean and ensuring proper ventilation make a real difference over time. One thing to note is, batteries don't suddenly die at 70% capacity. Even degraded batteries remain perfectly useful for backup power. You just have less daily cycling capacity. Many homeowners continue using batteries well beyond warranty periods, especially for emergency backup applications. Here's what most homeowners don't realize. The decisions you make in the next 60 days, before the federal tax credit expires December 31st, 2025, will determine whether your battery investment lasts 8 years or 20 years. If you're ready to invest in storage that's properly sized and configured for your specific situation and local climate, we can help you make the right choices. There's a link below for a free consultation if you're in any of our service areas. I'd love to hear about your battery experiences in the comments. Tell me what brand you have, how long you've had it, and any performance observations you've made. Make sure to subscribe, and thanks for watching.